Hello and welcome to today's class. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about posture, general sitting position, and how we should feel when we're playing the cello. Whenever we're playing the cello, we need to make sure that we're set up really perfectly and that everything is feeling nice and comfortable and nice and relaxed. So the first thing I like to do at the beginning of every lesson is I like to stand up, hold our cellos very secure, just kind of get all wiggly, feel all good. Got a nice close-up of my cello here. Feel really good, and then sit down. As I'm sure you're aware, you want to be sat on the edge of our chair so our legs can be nice and straight, and with our lower half of our legs pointing directly at the floor. So once we get all comfortable, the next thing I want us to do is to stand up once again. What we're doing here is we're making sure that our feet are nice and wide apart, just a little bit larger than shoulder width. And because we haven't moved our feet, what we're going to do is we're going to sit down, but we're going to do it a very special way. We're not going to look at the chair before we sit down. We're just going to sit with our heads facing forwards and try and keep our back straight and our neck straight. And you're going to see as I sit down that my head kind of tilts towards the floor. So let's give it a go. And like I said, I didn't need to look at the chair. I knew it was already there because I was already sat down. So once you're sat down and feeling comfortable, the first thing I want you to think about is that you have a string running through your spine. So we don't want to be super slouched. And we don't want to be super tight with the string pulled really tight. We just want to feel nice and relaxed, or a string pulled a little bit so we have a nice straight back. And once again, not sat against the back of the chair or slouched, but not kind of leaning too far forward. Once we're feeling nice and comfortable, I like to do a little warm up where I just play some open strings. And this is perfect with this camera on me because I can see everything that's going on with my body. So I like to start off with just some open string practice right at the frog, thinking about my arms swinging from side to side as I play. Next thing I want to do is try it on our A and C strings, as they contain a big variety in the angle that we touch our bow with. These are little daily exercises that we can use to help get all of our joints feeling good. Whenever we're playing on these open strings, we can really feel like our upper arm is moving, or as I like to call it, the chicken wing, is swinging side to side. And meanwhile I'm doing this, I'm checking my bow to make sure that I'm bowing in beautiful straight lines. The next part of our bow we use is the tip of our bow. So I'm going to do the exact same thing, except rather than using my upper arm, I'm going to be extending and compressing or retracting my elbow. As you can see, there's very little movement in my upper arm and very little movement in my wrist as well. Just going to give it a go on my A string real quick. You might be able to tell there's a little change in the sound quality there. You won't be able to see from the camera, but my bow's actually at a really crooked angle. So what I have to do on my A string is push it out. That way my bow stays nice and straight parallel to my fingerboard and my bridge, and I get a clean, consistent sound throughout. I can do the same thing on the G string. It's a very comfortable position. But when I get onto the C string, I in fact have the opposite problem that I had with my A string. If I bow at what I consider to be a very natural angle, you can probably hear the inconsistency in my sound. But if I feel like I'm pushing backwards a little bit, my bow keeps that beautiful contact point throughout, and my sound stays a little bit consistent. All throughout this, I made sure that my shoulders felt nice and relaxed. When we're playing, we don't want to become the hunchback of Notre Dame with hunched up shoulders. We want to make sure that our shoulders are nice and relaxed, feeling loosey-goosey, really comfortable, and that there's no tension anywhere in our body while we play. If we do find ourselves getting tense, the best thing is to just stop playing, and especially if you feel pain, just leave the instrument alone and take a few minutes away from it. There's nothing saying that you can't take a break during your practices. In fact, I encourage you to take breaks whenever you feel yourself either getting mentally tired or physically tired. The best way to relieve yourself of any aches or pains is just try and be as relaxed as possible. If I feel pain in my shoulder, I make a note to make sure it's nice and low. You can even raise your shoulders and drop them just to make sure they are low. The most important thing, if you ever do get any intense pain, immediately stop what you're doing and let your teacher know that you're feeling some pain when you play. I'm sure they know the best thing to help you out in that situation. Thanks for watching my video today, where we covered a little bit of seating technique and some important warm-ups that we can do every day to make sure that our cello playing and any string instrument playing can improve all the time. Thank you.